Thursday, the 21st of July, and you're listening to the GameGrin GrinCast. I'm your host, Hamiltonius, and this week joining me in the pod are Ace.
Hello.
Cal.
Hello.
MZ.
Hello.
And Fowler.
Hello.
So this week, our main topic will be games that changed your life. But first, the news, and this is a topic that I know nothing about, so I'm going to hand over to MZ for something that's been going on with World of Warcraft.
Yes, World of Warcraft is changing.
Ooh, exciting.
All right, okay. No one in the pod apart from myself plays WoW.
Used to.
Well, I know you used to, Fowler. That's why I said plays, as in present tense.
Has these changes made the game more WoW?
It's really interesting, actually, for people that like WoW. The changes that have come into place are quite dramatic. So obviously, WoW's been around for 11 years now, and during that time period, you've had something called PvP. And in PvP, you earn honor points from kind of matches, from wins and kills and stuff. And then the honor points you can use to buy PvP gear, which is like specifically geared towards PvP and helping people with PvP. And you can also buy other things, but mainly you collect honor points, you then get more gear, and then you become better at PvP because your stats are increased. And so it's like a whole kind of separate section of WoW. People will play WoW to do PvP and not really do the questing at all. Anyway, what they've now done is they've completely removed the honor system altogether and all PvP gear. So you now no longer can get separate gear for PvP, and you don't get honor points. Which it's just like really, really weird. They've cut the whole thing out. And so what they're doing now is you will have a set item level. So everyone will be given base stats. So everyone that goes into any PvP match will have the same stats as everyone else. So everyone's on a level playing field, which is really, really interesting. And I think anyone that enjoys kind of PvP games can appreciate that that's quite an interesting route to go, to keep everyone on the same level playing field. You can then, once you increase your item level in PvE, you then can get a boosting of stats. I might be getting this all wrong, but this is what I can glean from the information that I have gathered during the pre-patch stuff.
It doesn't really sound like a good thing, in all honesty. That's just my interpretation of it. I mean, I'd imagine that people love to play the PvP. Like I used to play Knights of the Old Republic, and I used to play the PvP just solely to get the PvP gear.
Yeah.
So what about the people, the veterans who play the game? How are they sort of taking it? Because it sounds like they're trying to make it more casual.
I'm a veteran.
Yeah, and what's your opinion?
I'm okay. Like, I mean, I used to play a lot of PvP, but I'm not very good at it. I think it's an interesting direction to go. You know, it's different. It's very different, and I'll be interested to see how it kind of fans out from here. But the thing with WoW is that it's so flexible that they can always kind of change their minds later on, you know?
Seems like Blizzard recently are starting to go into a massive, everyone's got to be on an even playing field recently. Especially with Overwatch.
That is, though, with WoW.
Why?
They've been slowly changing over the years, catering more and more towards casual play.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, like WoW used to be actually, when I thought back on it, because I've been playing Black Desert, and it's an extremely grinding game, I thought, wow, WoW was never like this. And then I thought back and went, actually, you know what? In its vanilla days and stuff, it was actually extremely grindy.
Really grindy.
And people are not willing to commit the time or can't, which is understandable. But to completely wipe that system out seems stupid to me as someone who used to PvP like a shitload and that. It doesn't seem like a good choice. Yeah, I'd understand if they went, okay, we're going to add a new version of PvP as well, where you can either choose to go into matches against people that have whatever gear they've managed to get, or do what they've done now and say everyone's on an even playing field, it's all skill based, so have a go at it and test to see if you're actually good at your class.
I mean, it must be a business decision that they've gone through, because if you think about the attention span that a lot of people have these days, especially with regards to MMOs, there are a lot of people that aren't necessarily kind of focusing on WoW, so it keeps it new. It keeps people kind of jumping in to try things out. And I guess for all the new people that are coming in, it doesn't make it impossible. I guess they're hoping that with the Warcraft movie and the Legion expansion pack that they're going to get a bunch of new people in, and I guess they're hoping to retain some of the newer people that are not veterans and would struggle to go into PvP, where everyone's been playing for 10, 11 years and are very highly geared.
But then that's when what I said would apply. Like, they should have done 2 versions of it at least. Because I can see that a lot of veterans are going to be pissed off with that.
Yeah, but then at the same time, you have to kind of think, well, they haven't done 2 versions, and I imagine that's probably because they maybe wouldn't think that they would get the numbers for one or the other, or yeah. It's definitely a big change. And there's lots of other little changes, like once you equip any kind of item, like chest piece, armor or weapon, once you equip any armor or weapon and it becomes soulbound to you, that is then saved into a transmog tab. So you don't have to hold on to the armor anymore if you want to transmog your stuff into it. That appearance is then saved, which you can then go and transmog that anywhere you want. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Another thing that's totally changed is talents and specification. So any class will have 3 different specs that they can go into as a speciality route, and that can determine what you're doing. So a priest could go into a healing route, or they could go into a damage route. If they wanted to go into shadow, that they would be then doing lots of damage. And what they've done is they've changed it so that you can change your specification anytime you want, as long as you're in a rested area. So as long as you're in an area, you can change your specification whenever you want. You don't have to pay any kind of penalty. And also you can change your talents whenever you want, which you've never been able to do. So you've always been kind of locked into a spec, and you've been locked into a talent tree. But now you can chop and change your talents whenever you want. As long as you're in a rested area, which is again, it's very interesting. It means that people can play around with specs and to see what works best for them. So yeah, it's another big change, but that one I think is pretty cool.
I like the sound of that just because I remember, well, I guess it depends on where they put the safe zones and whatnot for being able to do it, but if you were in a 25-man raid or something and 2 of your healers dropped out or anything, it's really annoying to try to find new people. Like, it's easier to find DPS over healing, so it'd be nice to have 2 raid people go, okay, well, I'll switch over to my healing spec.
Well, what they've done is they've introduced an item that can be made by inscriptors. They're seriously trying to make that profession relevant, where if you are not in a rested area, you can use that item and you can switch talents and specs wherever you are, as long as you've got that item.
Okay.
But yeah,
so
that's I mean, there are lots of different other changes as well, but those are the biggest ones. And yes, there you go. Wow, news on the podcast, guys. Never thought that'd happen.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exciting.
That's because
Blizzard's
got much better IPs out at the moment.
Yeah. When is Overwatch. When is actually this Legion expansion out anyway?
In August I want to say the 17th, but I'm not 100%.
Are you going to go play it again?
I've already pre-ordered the expansion and resubbed, so yeah.
Fair enough. There's the answer
Play
to
Black
that.
Desert with me, MZ.
Could have played
I've
Overwatch.
already bought WoW, so it's August 30th. It comes out. Yeah, so I will be playing that.
And we'll never hear from MZ again.
Yeah.
Have to give us a WoW report every podcast. Still obsessed.
Yeah. It will be my new Dream 4 chapters.
Oh, not this again.
Well, you decided the topic, so you know it's coming
Yeah.
up.
Everyone feel free to switch off. Moving on to other news, and one of our headlines from a few podcasts ago about the Counter-Strike global offensive gambling issue. The YouTubers using gambling sites that they were affiliated with to essentially get their audience to gamble and earn them lots of money. Valve has come out and said that they have nothing to do with them and will be going out of their way to make sure that it doesn't happen anymore, I think.
Yep.
Something like that. Yeah, they're starting sending notices
Yeah,
requesting that they cease and desist. So because Valve had been suspiciously quiet about the whole thing until it blew up, people thought that Valve was complicit in allowing it to happen because obviously it propped up their own trading system slightly. But now they've come out with a big long message basically saying that people are abusing the OpenID API that Steam has to do all these trading, and they're going to start hunting them down now.
It's about damn time.
Yes, so hopefully we'll see lots of crying YouTubers. That'd be nice.
Massive Twitch streamer actually just got banned already from
I
Twitch.
did see that, didn't they? He got banned without for his role in it.
Yes, Lord. He finally got kicked out of Twitch for it, and I think it was well deserved actually because he continued. This is a couple days after Valve had already announced like anyone associated with this is going to get in trouble. Like if you're streaming it, you're going to get banned off of Twitch and stuff. And he still insisted on doing it.
It was his own fault then.
Oh yeah.
A lot of these people just don't really have common sense, do they?
I think they just don't think that they can actually be banned. Like all these streamers have this mentality that because they have a sub button and that they pull in a couple thousand viewers, that they're God and they can get away with whatever they want on Twitch.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what the two guys originally thought it was. They were just kind of, it's fine, yeah. So what? I own the website. You can still sign up. You can still get money out of it. Yeah, but what you're doing is illegal. It's against the law. Yeah. So they're like, oh, no. I'll just make an apology video. It'll be fine.
And they're extremely misleading as well. Like, people are starting to wonder, like, Phantom Lord is one of the people that actually pretty much, as far as I know, he made his career on Twitch off of gambling. And part of that was him also losing. But the amounts he was losing, at one point he lost, I think it was $15,000 on one bet. And to me, that's like, even if I was a big streamer, if I had like hundreds of thousands of dollars, I would not be as unresponsive as he was about losing 15,000, but it ended up getting him a lot of attention. So I think that was yet another deception they pulled off where they're faking the numbers they actually lost, not just one. So it was like a win-win. He'd get money, he'd get skins for winning, like fake winning, and then he'd gain viewers for fake losing because people love to see big numbers go down and then go back up again.
I personally think I think it's YouTubers and Twitch streamers are becoming too
commercialized.
Yeah, they're sort
big
of,
for their britches.
You give essentially kids loads of money and watch what happens. You know,
I sort of think they're above sort of everybody else as a result.
You end up with Justin Bieber's.
Yeah.
And it is ridiculous amounts of money to be giving people who make a living by overacting and being infantile in some cases.
Oh, the cam boys and girls. The ones who bawl their eyes out when they get a donation of a certain amount.
It's just, I don't know.
Media whoring. That's what it's called.
Kids these days.
But it's not just kids when you think about it.
Kids these days and the people who pander to kids these days. Or am I jealous because I don't earn enough money? I'm really not, to be honest.
No,
no.
It's just an exploitation of people, like good people that have tried to help someone along the way and they've taken advantage of it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's not jealousy. It's just they don't appreciate what they have.
It's like the internet version of panhandling.
Yeah.
You know, you got these people who they stream online and they make some of them actually like make fake stories and like crazy shit about, you know, trying to get money out of people so they get that few dollars here and there.
It's
pretty much having to go a bit. Twitch people, not all of them, of course. Some of them are genuine, and I still watch some of them. But others, you kind of like. I watch when I get really bored. I sometimes watch like Twitch fails on YouTube, like the top 10 Twitch fails from the past couple of months. It just pops up on the feed. I watch it. I'm thinking, oh my god, some of these are just. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
I'd like to have a go at Valve for a second, though.
Yeah, okay.
How they were saying they had like people are taking advantage of the Steam API, I guess, for allowing them like these sites to let you log in through Steam and stuff. If they were so opposed to it, it wouldn't have taken them as long as it did, because this
we wouldn't have had this
a long time ago.
Yeah, we wouldn't have had this big scandal as a result.
It's only been because of the big scandal that
exactly.
had a reaction.
Yeah. They could have, if nothing happened, it could have just carried on as it is.
Oh, it definitely would have.
Because Valve were getting money out of it
Valve
at the end of the day.
Valve has stated we have never received any revenue from them.
Oh, really?
They've never actually received revenue, but the thing is, they were terrified that if the gambling sites went down, the skin prices would go down.
Mm. The value was in the price of the skins.
It's commodities, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you look at it, and it's kind of funny because when they said they were starting to shut these sites down, we actually did, like, there was a slight dip in prices, but not a massive one. So I think it was more Valve was afraid to act on it because they were afraid it would impact their billions of dollars they're making.
To be fair, they're making money, like, so with the way it is you've got people who are going to be buying cases in the game. Valve are going to get the money from that, and then if they randomly get a really good skin, then that can be sold on.
So and they get a percentage of the one that's sold off.
Yeah, they get a percentage because it has to be traded within Steam, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they do still kind of get a cut of it. Maybe not the actual overall revenue from the gambling sites, but they still get a small cut of it.
Also, you have to. These people were creating basically Steam bots to do the gambling for them, or the people who, for example, the CS:GO Lotto guys had bots that they created. And you think, Valve, they're not great with their customer support, but they're pretty on top of exploitative bots. So you think they'd have seen something going on there when people had like Steam accounts named like CS:GO Lotto Bot 1, 2, 3, things like that. Because they're not smart people. They named these bot accounts bots. They're not smart people.
Yeah, it's like some key websites sell Steam gifts, and some of them they're randomly, because I've bought them. I mistakenly bought a Steam gift, thinking it was the actual game, and you just get a random message from a Steam account which has like nothing on it, really stupid, like jibber jibber jabber, like bunch of letters off the keyboard, giving you a gift. Accept. There you go. Job done. And that's against the terms of service. Trading with Steam gifts.
Yeah.
Well, shame on you, Gabe.
Shame on, yeah. He doesn't care. He's rolling in money, to be fair.
No, he's trying his teeth with dollar bills.
Yeah, pretty much. And people are still going to praise him.
Yeah, I don't know. Steam's like it's changed sort of a little bit now. I think in people's opinions, as it used to be. A few years ago, let's say between like 2009, 2012 or so, it was like the go-to place. Steam is everything. All is Steam. Praise Gabe, everyone's rubbish. And now Steam sort of backed off a little bit from a lot of the stuff that made it so special, like we talked about in previous podcasts about not having flash sales, and sales not being as good as they used to be.
Yeah.
And now there's every company's got its own proprietary distribution service now as well. So, ones like Origin, for example, people have a go at Origin, but every time I've dealt with their customer people, they've been brilliant. So.
I'd sort of agree with you. I found that Origin's been surprisingly good this past couple of years, but Steam's sort of changed, because if you especially look at the green light games, that as soon as that, it's just opened the floodgates to to bad games, really shit Unity package knockoffs being sold, and they're being greenlit and allowed to be sold on Steam, and games that are broken or just shit, and they're just all over this Steam. Like even like the top games, you see these shit games, and you're thinking what? And then you've also got obviously the paid mods fiasco, where that was a bit of a joke, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And because one of them, remember we were talking about it a while back, one of them was just literally a golden poo sold for like $100. So it's weird with Steam. People still love Steam and still talk about how great Steam is, but when you think about it and you look at what they've done in the past few years, they've been pretty shitty. And I think the one good redeeming thing that they've introduced in the past year has obviously been refunds.
All you have to do is look at, again, with skins. Steam has they have their security for logging in stuff, but if let's say I have $50,000 worth of CSGO knives in my account, if someone manages to hack me and steal that, it's gone. Steam has they claim they have no responsibility to get that back.
It's the same with all the games you own as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you sign up to Steam, Valve is just like, yeah, if we go bust, we're taking all your games with you, and there's nothing you can do about it, really.
Yeah, that was a big risk. I actually genuinely despised Steam when it first came available. When I first got it, when I got Half-Life 2, it was the first game I had it, and I despised it because I had to download the whole game, thinking it would install from the disc, and it was just what is this?
Back when internet speeds were low enough that it was like, oh god, I've got to download the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. I would say Origin, like I said, is actually pretty decent. Their customer service, as you said, Alex, is really good. I've had no issue with the service.
Download speed's a
Also,
lot better from them as well.
I think some of my most played games are on Origin as well.
Yeah. Well, we better move on to bonus 2. What is a mini story, but we can expand on it anyway. God, got to pronounce her name right. Alicia Vikander, is that how you say it? Is that her name? Vikander? The woman who is playing Lara Croft in the new Tomb Raider movie has said that it was sold to her on the basis of it being the same, or rather the same kind of film, the same setting as the reboot, the Tomb Raider reboot that came out in 2013. So she sort of revealed that it's going to be like an origin story that builds upon the same sort of story of the original game.
Oh, she's the one from...
Ford's gonna love it.
I can't remember what film. Yeah, I know what film. She's from that one where she's a robot. I can't remember what it's called now. Came out last year.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
Machina. Something like Machina. I think it's Machina. Deus Machina?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's so
she's
I
fine.
guess
You mean Deus Ex Machina?
Deus Ex Machina.
That's a video game.
That's the game.
Yeah, but they didn't they bring out a film? No. Ignore me.
Oh, Ex Machina.
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina. That's
Machina.
There we go. Fantastic. Right, yeah. So, what do people think about that?
I think
Good.
it's quite good. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Well, not necessarily copying it, but sort of the same sort of Lara Croft being going from someone who's a bit naive through to being mowing down people with a machine gun at the end of the game. To be fair, but
well,
I don't think we'll see that accelerate as quickly.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe we'll see her question her life choices when she shoots a guy, and then in the very next scene gun down a load of blokes like it literally happens in the game. But to be fair to the game, that was the only bit of immersion breaking that I spotted when I was playing it. I was like, oh, she's completely fine now.
But to be fair, with that game at least, like if it was in a movie it'd be a different story, but in the game, if you didn't all of a sudden, if you had like a internal conflict every time you shot someone, it'd start to get really old really fast.
Yeah.
Like, or where you don't run into people, like if they made it so you avoid conflict, that would get pretty boring as well. Yeah, because it's not meant to be a full stealth game.
And they've got to show Lara getting to the point where she is, the dual pistol wielding badass from the originals.
To be fair, I didn't actually think the originals were that bad. The original Tomb Raider movies.
I thought they were awful.
Chris Barry and they win.
Yeah, exactly. Chris Barry.
I fell in love with Daniel Craig in the first one.
I actually completely forgot he was in it, and he was playing an American, and Angelina Jolie was playing an English. English woman. It's great. Good. His accent's terrible.
I just Wikipedia Tomb Raider to try and get to the original film, and I just got grave robbery from Wiki.
Oh god.
I was like, this wasn't what I was looking for at all.
I suppose overall, it is a good idea because they want to reboot the movie franchise, and the game's already been rebooted. So
There was only one movie, wasn't there?
no, there's two.
Well, there were two. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There was one
And the
with,
second one.
Yeah, that was awful. The second one, it was the Pandora's Box one.
But also the baddie was the guy who's in Game of Thrones, Ian Glenn, I think, the one who's in love with Khaleesi.
Oh, the guy, Jorah Mormont.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He's
Oh
the
my
baddie.
god, I need to rewatch it.
He must be much younger, I guess.
It's got Gerard Butler in it as well.
What?
Oh yeah, it does as well.
Yeah.
He's the Lara Croft's love interest / rival.
He's her Nathan Drake.
He is her Nathan Drake.
I wonder if they will actually carry out with the Nathan Drake Uncharted movie.
Is she confirmed as is Alicia confirmed as Laura, or was that
Yeah.
just speculative? Oh.
Yeah, she is. I think they confirmed it a while
You
ago.
sounded hella disappointed then, Fowler.
I don't know. I'm not a
Where
fan.
is she from?
Sweden.
Yeah, she's Swedish.
Bork, bork, bork.
Did
I
she
suppose
get did she win an Oscar? Or something?
What,
No.
was it for the Danish girl or?
Maybe. She was in that, that's what yeah, she did.
Ex Machina had
she won
Oscar
an
Isaac in it.
She won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress.
Was it in Danish girl, was it?
It was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so hopefully she'll bring something to the role that and do it in the same way that the game did, where you spend most of it going, oh god, no, don't impale her on this thing. Oh no, she's drowning.
According to Internet Movie Database, Tomb Raider is in pre-production.
So it's be a while till it's out.
Oh, she's in Jason Bourne as well, the new Jason Bourne movie.
New one, yeah.
Yeah.
I
She's
just feel
Man
like they
from
could have
Uncle.
picked a better. I don't know. She just doesn't look like a Laura Croft.
Throw some names out, Fowler. Chuck some names at us.
God, what's her name from Maze Runner? The actual movies, even though they were horrible compared to the book. Kaya something.
Kyla Scolo something?
That's the one, yeah. Scodelario, or
Is that
sounds
the
like
one from Skins?
Yeah, Scodelario. Yeah.
She sounds.
Daisy
Last name
Ridley.
sounds like a disease.
No,
Daisy Ridley?
not
Nah.
Daisy Ridley.
Oh, she was like the one. Everyone wanted her when it was first announced. Everyone was
Why?
like saying, "Get Daisy." I don't know.
She's
But-
great, but I don't think she could be a Lara Croft.
She looks. She looks like she could be one. No. So if you not the old school, obviously.
I don't know about Scodelario.
She was born in '92. Oh, wow.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't feel like she's a strong she doesn't have as strong a personality for
Jessica
Lara
Brown
Croft.
Findlay. That's who I want to be Lara Croft.
Who's that?
She was in Downton Abbey,
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
and she was in a couple of episodes of Misfits. And she did anyone watch Black Mirror?
Yes, that's where I recognise her from now. Seeing the
Yeah,
pictures.
she was in the Black Mirror episode where they were all like walking on or cycling.
Yeah, it was the
yeah.
TV show one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. We haven't heard from Ace for a while. Have you got a candidate for Lara Croft, Ace?
Nope.
Good. Fantastic. Glad we got that sorted.
I'm really terrible at who do you think should play such and such? I really don't know.
Any one of the cast of Red Dwarf. Is that the answer?
Yes.
Craig Charles should play Lara
Da-
Croft.
Danny John Jules as Lara Croft.
Yeah. As the cat.
That would be weird.
I wouldn't mind Amelia Clarke as Lara Croft, actually.
She's a bit tied up at the minute, isn't she? But then she did do that awful Terminator film, so...
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
Exactly.
I think that was trying to.
I think
she
she's
was trying to break out with
a bit of an
Game of Thrones.
over-actor, really. I don't really think...
I don't
But,
think she's a great actor. I don't think she's that good.
She's got better. We should probably let's move on anyway, because it's now the film and TV pod.
Don't
So
say that.
games.
We'll have to make one.
We will have to make one if we say that. Games. So No Man's Sky.
Yes.
In case anyone listening isn't already sick of it, they've finally gone gold. So they are going to release in August.
What was it? I missed what you said. Were you talking about No Man's Sky?
Yes, I don't know if you've heard about it. There's also they've been in trouble recently though that a Dutch company's claimed to own the formula that powers the technology in the game's code.
The super formula. The underage. I don't know what that was supposed to be.
Let's not do that.
I can't. No.
So well, two things there. Then it comes out next month, and I think, to be honest, the hype is well and truly cooled at this point, from what I've seen online. And the second thing is, have they stolen someone's code?
Well, one maybe laugh. I read the news article about it because it's not the first time they've been in a bit of trouble. But the first one was really stupid. They were like in a secret battle between Sky over the use of Sky, because Sky claim that they own the word Sky.
Yeah, they own the rights to using the word Sky in the title.
Yeah, which is just stupid. So they finally settled that, and they were really happy about it. But now this super formula patent is sort of emerged. But what made me laugh when I was reading the news article about it was the company tried contacting Hello Games, but they weren't returning their calls.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, so they were
I get
sort
that a
of
lot.
really suspicious about it, saying, because they can't confirm because they haven't seen the source code. But he's going by an interview, which the guy, I can't remember his name now, the guy from Hello Games,
Sean
the
Murray.
guy, yeah. So he was talking in an interview saying he struggled to try and find a way around to sort of generate this world, and he found a formula that they based the code around and got it up and running. And he did mention the super formula he found. And now this company claiming, oh, we've patented that. You've got to give us money.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, the Sky thing to start with is one of those weird legal loopholes where if a company has a trademark or a copyright on a word, they have to basically legally challenge anyone using that name, because in the law, it's sort of in the law that if you don't challenge people using it, then you could lose that trademark. So they sort of have to do it, and it's usually sort of under the table. They sort of go, oh yeah, well we're gonna, we have to challenge you, but we don't really care. And then if the person goes, fine, okay, But
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened in the end.
yeah. So, but it's just one of those weird things in business law where you have to challenge a trademark use, otherwise the courts will go, well, you didn't challenge it, so obviously you don't care about it anymore, so we'll revoke your trademark. Whereas this formula thing, I don't know. I'm reading story from PC Games N here that says that he said in an interview to the New Yorker that this is Murray, that is, saw the formula for the code in a published article by a Belgian plant geneticist in 2003, which it's not even Dutch, so they're close together though, geographically.
I don't know what the outcome will be. To be honest with you, I don't think anything will actually happen from it. I do suspect what they might try and do, when the game actually comes out, the company might try and dig through the code of the game and see if it actually finds any evidence.
They haven't seen the code yet.
So if they find evidence of that they have actually used their formula, then yes, I suppose they will try and pursue it.
I imagine that by the time the game comes out, and by this point as well, Hello Games have probably got quite a large amount of capital they can use to settle if there is a problem.
Yeah.
Using all I am businessman with my business words.
Business.
And anyone else got any other opinions? Fowler, you sound like you had something to say when I started talking about it.
Just, I'm actually blown away that they're, because it was initially supposed to come out when? Before they delayed? It was July?
I think it was last year first, then it got delayed again to June.
They've actually met. I'm genuinely surprised because we saw so little of the game, like where we were all going, oh, we haven't really seen much of these generated worlds or anything you can explore. Like we've seen very little, to going to the point where, oh, we're delaying till August, and then them saying, yep, we're going to be ready. That to me is so rare.
Yeah, the most footage I actually saw was on one of them talk shows. I mean, it wasn't Jon Stewart. It was Colbert, I think his name.
Oh, the dumb gamer section or whatever. Or
No, not him. No, he did the one where he was showing off the game, and he was showing quite a fair bit of footage. He was showing the planets, the star system, him zooming around, and he was showing off planets that they generated just for the show, and they sort of zoomed out even further and further to say that's sort of all unexplored. It would take you millions. And then they sort of jumped and landed on a new planet and sort of giving animals different names and different areas different names. So that's the most footage I've seen. And it's only just now that they've started releasing these small little trailers.
Trailers, yeah.
Yeah, small little like travel and combat and space and things like that.
They've also there's been they've hinted at things like quests from factions, but in one of the trailers, I think it's the trailer for combat, there's like a little quest pop up in the bottom right corner. So quests have sort of been confirmed. But it says a lot that in a month before the game, there's really not many people know in depth about No Man's Sky, apart from the developers probably.
I kind of like that.
I think
it's nice,
it's quite
but it
good.
also, it sets off alarm bells in my head a little bit.
I mean, with most games these days, when you see a reveal trailer or a gameplay trailer, it shows up too much of what you're going to expect from the gameplay. It's like recently, today and a couple of days ago, they released some more Gears of War 4 footage, and it was like almost a whole part of the campaign shown off, and it even did a spoiler. And I was like, really?
Lovely.
That was really? So, yeah, it's kind of, that knocked the hype down for me, even though I wasn't really much interested in Gears 4. But I'm happy with what they're doing in No Man's.
Yeah, I've
But
actually
it might
gained more
backfire,
interest from it, personally. Yeah, but it could be that it's killed the hype a bit now, but then when it actually comes out, people go, holy, this is actually like a good game. And then gets more attention rather than, oh yeah, we've already seen that. We've seen that. We've seen too much.
Well, I wonder if it will be a game that changes anyone's life. And speaking of games that change people's lives, that's our main topic. So we're gonna. I don't know if anyone's got any ready they want to throw out there, but we're just basically talking about games that we've played or bought that have changed the way we see the world or changed the way we just play games. I don't know if anyone's got one they want to throw out straight away. Actually, let's just get MZ's out of the way. MZ, do you want to talk about 3 and 4 chapters?
That's not what I was going to talk about, so screw
Everyone
you.
goes silent and stares at MZ.
I wasn't going to talk about Dream 4 chapters, actually. I was going to talk about The Longest Journey instead, which is the prequel to Dream 4 chapters.
There it is.
Oh, God.
But honestly, though...
We're sitting comfortably.
Right. Okay. The Longest Journey was released a long time ago in the late 90s, and I didn't play it in the late 90s, but when I did play it, it was just an amazing game. I hadn't really played many point and clicks. I felt that the material handled in it was very forward thinking, especially for when it was made, and made everything that was handled seem kind of normal. It was perfectly normal to have a strong female protagonist that didn't have a love interest, which is something that is very unusual in games even now. And I just found it really, really inspirational. So it's the game that I will always recommend to people, is The Longest Journey. I mean, it is old and it hasn't got amazing graphics, but the story that it tells is just wonderful. And the other game that had a massive influence on me was Dragon Age Origins, because it was the first game where I was able to romance someone of the same sex, and that was important for me with accepting my own sexuality, etc. There you go, done. All right.
No, you didn't no.
I didn't mention Final Fantasy X.
No, that was what I was going to say.
Never mind Final Fantasy.
That was a great game. It didn't change my life because I spent way too much time playing
let's
it.
pick on the person who's been the most quiet. Ace, give us the games or game that changed your life.
Yeah, I can't think of one.
Marvel Heroes.
None at all.
Really? Nothing?
No games at all?
Nothing that's had a significant impact.
Nothing that's like sort of made you go, wow, this is sort of like this is the future, or this is like mine's the first multiplayer game I played, for example.
Saints Row is to blame for Ace roaming the streets with a massive dildo trying to shoot people.
Yeah.
Well, the first game that's made me think, wow, this is the future of gaming, is Red Faction, because you could blast holes through walls, and it's like, why can't more games do that?
Actually, that's a very good point.
It's been like 20 years, or however long it's been, and now, even now, it's still very rare to find a game where the environment's got destructible elements. But still, whenever I play a new game, if it's got a gun in it, I will shoot at a wall and see if a hole appears. If it's just a mark, I'll go, yeah.
Literally unplayable as a result.
But that's why I got excited about Killzone, because that has slightly destructible environments.
It was Black as well, wasn't it? Was it Black?
Oh,
The game
Black
that
was
said
amazing.
That said it was
Yeah.
fully destructible environments.
I don't recall that one.
It was.
Yeah.
There was a lot of hype about it, but it didn't do very well, I don't think.
It was made by the guys who made Burnout, and it was their first attempt at doing an FPS, and they should really remaster it because it was so good. Yeah.
Cal, you said before Ace popped up with Red Faction that it was your game was the first multiplayer game you played, which was?
Well, not really the first multiplayer game I played, but it was the first online multiplayer game that I really devoted a shitload of time into, and that was the first Call of Duty. That game was amazing, because not only the campaign was brilliant, the fact that it was like it spanned across the British, the Americans, and the Russians, and it was just like a cinematic, awesome experience. And I generally just built, like my dad built my first PC for me, and I got my bunch of these games, and he was like, "Oh, you like World War II?" And it was sort of around about time when Band of Brothers came out, so we were watching Band of Brothers, and we got Call of Duty. But the multiplayer, though, and now it's ruined. Today's Call of Duty.
Was I the only one who thought he was talking about Modern Warfare?
Oh God, no, not Modern Warfare. Call of Duty 1.
Because I was confused for a second. No, I loved Call of Duty when it came. I remember renting it. When you could rent games, renting it for when it was like £7 to rent a game for 2 days because it had just come out, and I sat and played it for pretty much 2 days straight. And I remember being so blown away by how just like cacophonous it was. That unlike Medal of Honor, which I played previously, like Call of Duty, when you played it, there was just a wall of noise all around you. The atmosphere was so intense. It was unlike any other game, basically.
It was really ahead of the time, and it was so good, especially the multiplayer. Because I got so into the community with the multiplayer. If you remember a service called Xfire years and years ago. I think they're still going, to be honest with you. I used to have Xfire, and I used to host my own servers. So it was quite a nice little community, because I would set up a server, it'd be like bolt rifles only, and everyone would just jump in and we'll play. And it was brilliant. And good old memories. But today's, it's all different nowadays. But I do have a different game now.
So you must be looking forward to Battlefield 1 then, in that concept.
Oh god, yeah. I can't wait for Battlefield 1. Yeah, because that's really something really fresh and original, and it's I like it. You get sick of the modern shooter, and you get tired of the future shooter. So it's very nice to go back to a period in time, especially a period of time like the First World War, which has not been explored at all. And then you get the criticism from it because of like, oh, they shouldn't do it, it's disrespectful. It's like, yeah, but it was 100 years ago, and fair enough, it was a very bloody war, but it's still part of our history.
You were going to mention another game before I
Yes, yeah, the other game, which is a bit of an unusual story, because it was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and I absolutely adored that game. And the story behind it was basically I entered a competition when I was doing a paper round years ago, and the competition was I can't remember, some random question, but it was to win an Xbox, and you could either cut out the piece of paper, fill out the answer, cut it out, and post it to them. But there was a that said, or you can text your answer to this. So I blew through all my phone credit on my old 3310 with the Nokia, and just answered B, B, B. And I came back and I was like, ooh, shit, I want an Xbox. And the very first game I got for that Xbox was Knights of the Republic. And that, I thought it was going to be some, because you think Star Wars, it's going to be some action, so you're a Jedi, you just kill people, all action. It wasn't. It was an incredible, well-written, in-depth Star Wars tale that was thousands of years before the movies, and it's also ruined by Old Republic. God, why is my childhood so ruined nowadays? But yes, Knights of the Republic, another game that I'd actually happily play again, and I have got it on PC.
I actually have it on my laptop, and then whenever I'm away from my computer, I jump on to Knights of the Old Republic.
I've even got it on my phone, actually, if I remember right. Yeah, I bought it for my phone.
I think you bought it for me, actually.
I did.
At Christmas.
Yeah, I did. Because I noticed you hadn't played it.
I've still not played it. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, you should.
Ugh,
And a sequel.
what you like? Right, Fowler.
I've actually got two. The first one's actually Halo 1. One of the best storylines I ever played, and best soundtracks, I guess, would be the best way to put it. I guess just because it had such an epic scale to it, it actually made me think like, wow, this is one of the best things I've ever played. Like, you actually feel like you're saving an entire group of people. And the other one is Daisy, of course.
I suspected it would be something like Daisy.
Yeah, just because it inspired so many other obviously too many survival games, but it kind of brought in this whole new idea of randomly running across people and not knowing, like real people, not knowing if they were going to shoot you just for your loot and stuff like that. Like, it brought in real random interactions with people, and I really liked that idea.
Did you play it from the mod version?
Yeah, day one of mod coming out, I was all over it.
Oh wow, okay, so it's some dedication.
Yeah, about 4,000 hours on the mod, and then I think I'm close to 2,000 on the standalone.
See, I couldn't get into it, to be honest with you.
It is a very like niche group of people that can deal with like having to re-gear up again after spending hours getting stuff. But that's what makes it so good, is that like you don't know.
I still have PlayStation 1 memory cards in a drawer because I will not lose my saves to anything.
Now that's incredible. That's brilliant.
I've still got my PS1 and PS2 memory cards.
I've still got a couple of PS2 cards. I've even got a GameCube memory card somewhere because it's got my game saves for Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes and Eternal Darkness on it.
My PS1 card has my 100% saves for Crash Bandicoot and Crash Bandicoot 2, so it's precious.
Now I feel like an idiot for not saving mine.
Yeah, don't want to lose them.
My brother's ex-girlfriend wiped our Final Fantasy X 350 hours worth of gameplay.
Where did you hide the body?
Burnt her down.
Yeah, yeah. I hope you put her in a vat of acid to dispose of all that.
I cried for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it like a vengeance thing, or?
Yeah.
I must admit, I cried when because I bought years ago a really cheap, non-official, and I had like all my games on it for the PS2, and you talk like Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, a couple of other games, like really long-winded RPGs, and the damn thing corrupted, and I lost everything. I had to format the memory card. Yeah.
Was it one of those ones where there were like 4 memory cards in one, and you could click a button to?
Yeah.
No,
I never trusted those.
It was some crazy like because the memory cards are only like 4 megabytes, and this one was like a special ultra like 8 megabyte one, and it was like, oh, I could do that because I've got loads of games, and it was so bad and dodgy that it died.
PS2 memory cards were 8 megs.
Oh, they were 8 megs. So this one's been 16. I knew it was like because it was really chunky, so I'm pretty sure it was like some double the memory type one. Bad times.
Right, well, I guess it's my go. the two games that come to mind, and one actually came to mind while we were talking, and I hadn't thought about it before. The first is Shogun Total War. When I was 10 or 11, I must have been, or no, 12. I just started secondary school. I went to this independent game shop in my hometown and picked up Shogun Total War off the shelves, and I looked at it, and I didn't have a PC at the time. I didn't have a gaming PC anyway, and I was looking at it, and there's just something about it that made me really, really want to play it. Luckily enough, the family PC could run it just about. So I remember buying that and getting it home and just being blown away by it. It was my first taste of PC gaming, my first taste of proper the Total War format where there's thousands of troops on the battlefield. Before I played real-time strategy games where you could order units around, but it was nothing like this, and it blew me away completely. And it pretty much set me down the path of getting a PC. From that moment on, I was just like, well, screw my PS2. I'm gonna get a PC now. And I pretty much haven't looked back since. Haven't owned a console since then. I've only had a PC. And that sort of also stems from my love of all things Total War as well. Sort of sparked off my real-time strategy sort of obsession, you might call it. And the second one might be a bit out of left field, but Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, the online FPS that was like a spin-off to the Wolfenstein games, that I discovered through my German exchange partner who played it on his computer. And I played it.
That's
I played
irony.
it with him in Germany, and became obsessed with it. And then installed it because this was a little bit after I had Shogun, and we didn't have a PC that was good enough because we were sort of in between. And so I secretly downloaded it and installed it on my mum's work laptop, and used to play it whenever she was out of the house. And I loved that.
Is she aware of this?
Oh yeah. Well, she's my mum. She knew exactly what I was doing. But bless her, she just let me get on with it. And it was so good. I loved it. It was class based online FPS with the high skill level. It basically introduced me to the whole multiplayer online gaming, the social side of it. The chat and going to your favorite servers and things like that. Customizing games. I I've quickly Googled it now, and it's still going now. And I'm looking at it, going, I wonder, could just download it and give it another go. But yeah, that's another game that pretty much changed me forever. Other than Echo the Dolphin, which scars me to this day.
I think The Witcher 3 has ruined us all for graphics for any game ever.
Yeah, that game is incredible. Still can't get back into it.
I need to get back to it.
I played the first bit of it, and I still haven't. I really enjoyed what I did play.
Exactly, it's one of those games where you just you have to dedicate an afternoon or a weekend to playing it.
I bought the first DLC just to try and encourage myself to finish the main story, and I still haven't gone back to it.
I've not played any of the DLCs, and I've got all of them.
That's bad.
Yeah. It's just so pretty.
I know. I keep modding it. I keep finding myself playing it for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and then I'm like, I don't want any mods are out. And I just spend 2 minutes, half an hour playing modding it, and then playing it for a bit longer, then going back to modding it again.
I generally jump in, play one quest, and then I end up on the other side of the map, and I'm like, oh, I've just got oh god, I'm so far away, can't be bothered. And then just go, But also, shout out, by the way, to Overwatch, which is fast becoming a game that's changing my life.
Yeah. I love Overwatch, but I'm still not happy about.
You don't have time to eat anymore.
I don't.
I don't like what they've done with the new update.
I've been so tired the last 3 weeks because I've been regularly playing Overwatch until about 1 a.m, and then going to work at 7.
What don't you like that they've changed, Cal?
Oh, no, probably not going to be massively, but they actually finally gave everyone, like I was saying before, 21:9 support, and the community's now all of a sudden really pissed off because of it. Because it's sort of because they've restricted the field of view, you're actually at a disadvantage playing at 21:9.
I'd read that it wasn't a disadvantage. It would be if you were able to view that format, you'd be at an advantage because you'd have a wider field of view.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying the reason why we won't allow you to view 21:9 as it's supposed to be, because as it stands, it actually cuts off 30% of horizontally, while it gives you the what's the other one? No, it cuts off vertically, while it gives you more horizontal. You lose about 30%,
Yeah.
and it cuts off the weapon models as well, which is really annoying.
I'm going to have to jump in before this turns into an Overwatch
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, just me nitpicking. Hopefully they'll fix it.
Hopefully Cal,
I'm happy with the game anyway.
Hopefully Cal, Fowler and I will start streaming it too.
Yes.
All of us playing it.
It's available in the 2K Humble Bundle at the minute, isn't it?
I see what you did there.
It's very funny because it's Battleborn.
It's inevitable that's going to go free to play very soon.
Yes, it probably will. Right, we have unfortunately come to the end of the podcast. So thanks to Ace, Cal, MZ, and Fowler. I've been your host, Hamiltonius, and I'm about to go through the whole rigmarole that comes at the end of the podcast. So if you know what's coming, plug your ears. You can find the GrinCast on Twitter at GrinCast and tweet us, asking us any questions or giving us any questions to talk about in the pod, and we'll do our best to answer them. You can also find the GrinCast on YouTube. Just search GameGrin and it'll be on there amongst all the GameGrin videos. We're also on iTunes and occasionally on SoundCloud. And if you want to find GameGrin itself, you can go to www.gamegrin.com or search GameGrin on Facebook or, like I said earlier, on YouTube. And remember to check out GameGrin's sister company, Game On, which does lovely magazines for lots of specific games and also film and TV mag. And there is an upcoming Pokemon mag at some point in the near future, so look out for that. But other than that, we'll be back next week where we will be discussing all the latest news as usual, but we will also be doing games which will suck next month, and no surprise, I bet No Man's Sky will be discussed at length. But until then, game on.